up, what about you back, Anime Junkie, and today we're doing What If Asta Was an Avatar Part 1, and now let's get to the intro. Okay guys, I am so excited for this what if because I just came up with it when I was starting to write the script of what if Asta had a full counter, so yeah. And if you're wondering if I'm still continuing the what if Asta had full counter, I am continuing it, just don't worry about it. I just need to get time to do this what if series, and then I might actually focus on that and my other what if series because I haven't done a what if deco in a long time. So yeah, actually I just did it yesterday. Wait, never mind. Now let me explain the magic. Yes, it is gonna be magic instead of bending, and instead of being the avatars from the Avatar series, it's gonna be the previous Wizard Kings, but only the Wizard King starting from the second Wizard King, because the reason is a spoiler for the anime watchers, so I'm not gonna say it. Now Asta is gonna start off with the 4 basic elements, but he's later gonna evolve or advance into the advanced version of those elements, like lightning from fire, metal from earth, ice from water, and not sure about the wind, but you guys can tell me about the other advanced elements like blood, lava, explosions, and sand. So tell me, should he be able to use the other advanced elements like I already told you? But he is going to start out with the 4 elements. Now, one more important thing is that Asta's avatar state is not his magic. His magic is elemental magic. And let's say all the Wizard Kings have this ability or this avatar state ability, but Julius doesn't have it, the current Wizard King. He knows about it because the previous Wizard King had it, and every second Wizard King would have this ability. So it would start out with the 2nd, then it will go to the 4th, then 6th and 8th, and then finally Asta the 30th. So the first element Asta will unlock is earth magic, and then it's going to be fire magic, and after that there's going to be wind, and then finally water. He'll get his advanced elements after getting his grimoire, so after the age of 15. Now let's actually get to the story. Asta was born with a lot of magic, even more than Yuno, but Asta eventually discovers his magic is earth. When he finds that out, he tells Yuno, and everybody was happy that Asta unlocked earth magic. In a few days, Yuno also unlocked his magic, which is wind magic. Now let's skip to the part where Yuno's necklace is stolen by the man. Now Asta will jump in the fight and help Yuno get his necklace back. As soon as Asta starts using his earth magic, the man will pull out his own grimoire, and let's just say he has water magic. He will shoot a water blade at them, and it will be aimed at their heads, and if they don't dodge or block, their heads will be cut off. Right then, Asta's eyes would start glowing and he would start flying. I would think a lot of Wizard Kings would take over his body because he would start using 4 elements, and each element would be controlled by a different Wizard King. The elemental spells aren't that strong because none of them are backed up by a grimoire, and they can't just summon a grimoire just because they're Wizard Kings. So all of them would combine their attacks into a 4 elemental attack combo and attack the man, and I think 4 elements backing up each other would be strong enough compared to a grimoire attack. He would knock the man out, and Asta will also pass out. Yuno would go up to the man and take his necklace back and carry Asta back to the village. After Asta woke up, Yuno would tell him that he has 4 element magics, and Asta wouldn't really believe him, and the villagers wouldn't really believe him either. Yuno would get angry and then start saying that he will become the Wizard King, and Asta and Yuno will have their same fist bump moment. After 1 year, Asta would discover he can use fire magic, and he would tell everyone that he can use fire magic and earth magic. Yuno would tell everyone, "See, I told you I wasn't crazy." Asta will train with his fire magic and earth magic, and speaking of training, Asta will still train his physical body because Asta might think he might just get a weak grimoire and he might need to use his body, so he trains his body just as well. Asta would find a balance between his physical training and his magical training, so this time it's an Asta that can use long range magic and different types of long range magics, and he's also physically strong, but not as strong as his canon self. After another year, Asta would unlock wind magic and would go ask Yuno to teach him wind magic. And let's say this is the point where Yuno starts taking Asta more seriously as a rival, so he would say no, and he would tell him, "Why would I train my rival?" And Asta would just smile because he's happy that Yuno still remembers the promise that they made. After another year, he will unlock water magic, and after this he won't unlock any more elements until he gets his grimoire. Now let's skip to the grimoire acceptance ceremony to the grimoire tower. So now Asta and Yuno are both 15 years old and they're going to the grimoire tower. Yuno, like in canon, surprises everyone and gets the 4-leaf clover, the same one that the first Wizard King had, and everyone is also shocked after Yuno declares he's gonna be the next Wizard King. And then an even brighter light appears. It is also glowing. People sense the immense magic resonating with another huge magic, which is Asta, and everybody looks, and it is another 4-leaf grimoire. Everyone is shocked that 2 people were chosen from the 4-leaf grimoire, and they're also commoners too. The 2 nobles see Asta and Yuno's grimoire, but they go for Yuno because he has less magic and they don't know anything about Asta's grimoire. And if you're wondering if Asta has talked to the Wizard Kings yet, no, he has not. He's only seen dreams about just playing as the Wizard King, but he only plays it off as being the Wizard King and him dreaming about it. But now pretty soon he will start meeting the Wizard Kings. The 2 nobles will be attacked by the Chain Mage, who was previously a magic knight, and Asta would come in and help, but he can't really do anything because he can't just cancel out his chains just like the canon Asta. So then he realizes he can't do anything, and then it will happen again. The Avatar State. Asta then will be teleported to the mental state where all the Wizard Kings are, and then they will explain the power that he has and all the other Wizard Kings that have him. And they will also explain that he is the reincarnation of the second Wizard King. I mean, they're all the reincarnation of the second Wizard King. And then a Wizard King with fire magic will take Asta's body and use a high level fire magic spell, burning the chains and burning the Chain Mage, passing him out, and Asta will come back, and then you will notice he has an extra high level magic spell in his fire spells. So I will make it as whenever a Wizard King uses a high level spell, whatever spell they use from their own grimoire, it will be saved in Asta's grimoire. But it has to be one of the elements he already has. If it's not one of the elements he doesn't have, it won't get saved. He has to acquire the element first, and then if someone uses that element, then he'll get the element spell. So Asta will come back from his avatar state, and then Asta and Yuno would do their fist bump, and this time he doesn't pass out because it was only one Wizard King and not just 4 Wizard Kings taking over his body. Then Yuno and Asta will go to their 10 months of training for the Magic Knight's entrance exam. This time they have more time to train because Asta can actually fly with a broom, so they can easily cross the forest and get to the Clover Kingdom. In the 10 months, Asta will start meditating a lot because he has to do that to talk to the other Wizard Kings. And through meditation, he will also learn how to control his magic better. And also through this, he will see and experience the previous memories of the previous Wizard Kings. So he will also be smarter because he would learn the same things that the Wizard Kings learned in their kingdom or royalty life and experiencing historical events. And I would also think that Asta's personality would change a little and he will become a little more prideful, knowing that he's the reincarnation of all the Wizard Kings before him. And I think it would have a natural charisma and a leadership personality because he is a reincarnated Wizard King. Time skip, Asta and Yuno were packing for their entrance exam and they get there in a short while because they can both fly on brooms. So as soon as they get there, Asta wouldn't actually take the purple snakes because they kind of look poisonous, and in this what if series, Asta isn't really that stupid. As soon as they get to the registration booth, they see that there are 2 people and they're also commoners. They have the 4-leaf clover grimoire. They're even shocked at Asta because he has so much magic and this book is thick. Really thick with the 5 C's. That's how thick it is. Now they start the anti-magic bird test and Asta and Yuno won't have a single bird on them. Nara wouldn't really be with Asta because she would be protecting the 5-leaf grimoire. Then they would do the magic broom test and everybody would be struggling, but Asta and Yuno would be on the top, standing on their brooms, looking down on everyone, and this would actually anger the Magic Knight squad leaders. Now, the one-on-one duels. Asta would be challenged by a noble, not the same one that challenged Yuno, but it's a different one. Asta would destroy him with all the different elemental magics separately because he can't combine them together like the other Wizard Kings did. It's a little too hard for him, so he can only shoot them at separately, and he can summon them at the same time, but shoot them at separate times. The Magic Knights would be amazed at Asta's power, and he can use 4 elements, and he would say my magic is elemental magic and I think I can use more than 4 elements, but I still haven't unlocked them yet. Yuno will go first and everybody would raise their hands except for Charlotte, Nozel Silva, and Fulgolion. Nozel's reason is that he's not a noble, Fulgonion's reason is he has a wind element, and Charlotte's reason is because she only accepts women in her squad. But it doesn't really matter because Yuno would choose the Golden Dawns. Now Asta's turn would appear and the only ones that didn't raise their hands is Nozel, same reason, he's not a noble, Charlotte, same reason because he's not a woman, and William, the person who is the leader of the Golden Dawns, because he only accepts people that are elf reincarnates. He would see that Asta is surrounded by reincarnation magic, but this is not William's, this is Licht, because he's the one who chooses the people that are reincarnated, and he knows for a fact that Asta isn't a reincarnation of an elf because he knows that. And the only people that would have their hands up would be Yami, Rill, and Fulgolion. Rill will probably give up because he would know that he would choose Fulgolion's team, so he puts his hand down, but Yami still keeps his hand up. And when Asta was about to answer, Fulgolion asks a question to him, and he asks, why do you want to join a Magic Knight squad? Asta would answer, because I want to be the Wizard King. And then Fulgolion puts his hand down. I don't know why Fulgolion did this, I'm just trying to make Asta go into the Black Bulls. And then Asta just flies up and says, I was gonna choose the Black Bulls anyways. I'm gonna join the worst squad and then make it the best and then become the Wizard King. And then he releases his magic pressure, looking down on all the squad leaders, and the squad leaders will also release their magic pressure. Asta would get overpowered pretty quickly, but then all the other Wizard Kings would activate his avatar state and they will also release their magic pressure, and then they would notice that Asta's magic pressure just multiplied several times, and now he's overpowering all the squad leaders. And I think Julius would also sense that the avatar state has been turned on, and he probably sensed the avatar state before, so he's like, oh, so the next avatar is here. After that, Asta would meet Yami and Finral, and then they would go to the Black Bull's hideout. As soon as they get there, Asta would open the door, everybody would sense that huge magical power and think it's Yami. Vanessa would go hug Yami and would feel it's a muscular body, but he's way too short. She would look and it's Asta, and then Asta would introduce himself that he's going to become the next Wizard King, and Finral will introduce everyone in the Black Bulls, and then Magna says it is the time for the baptism by fire. They would go outside, Magma would attack Asta for a long time, Asta would reverse a magic spell back at him, and then Finral would have to teleport him out of there with spatial magic, and then Asta would say, seems like it was your baptism by fire, and everybody would start laughing, and Magna would be irritated, but whatever, he starts laughing at it too. Okay guys, that is it. I'll introduce Noel to Asta in the next part. Hope you guys enjoyed this idea, because I really did enjoy this idea. I loved it, and I was really excited that I even stopped writing halfway through the script and deleted it and then continued this one. I mean, I don't know why I deleted it. I regretted it later, but whatever. But yeah, I might be uploading What If Naruto Was a Prodigy Part 2 after this. If I'm not, I probably already went overtime and I don't really have time to upload it. So if it doesn't come out, just think I didn't really have time to upload it, and it will come out tomorrow with What If Deku Had Full Counter. It's gonna come out with that. So hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to like, because it really does help the channel out. Subscribe to join the family and hit the bell icon for my future videos. And as always, Anime Junkie out.